Well, yeah, this video's here. All you need to know for the War Within. You want to watch this?
Yes, there's also this one. This one's 30 minutes, so you might be happier with that one because then you're like long.
I mean, it's just gonna leave a lot of shit out, I'm sure. I hope it goes over Illidan, because I think we're gonna get really... There is some crazy Illidan lore that happened, and it's probably one of the biggest cliffhangers that a lot of people have been anticipating.
I just do the platinum guy.
Platinum guy?
Right?
Platinum WoW. 10 minutes. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch it.
The War Within expansion is coming out soon, and it's the beginning of a trilogy of expansions called the World Soul Saga. If I could put each of the recent World of Warcraft expansion stories on a graph, it would look something like this. But Warcraft's original creative director, Chris Metzen, is coming back, and the story of the War Within has the potential to look something like this. Problem is, there's a whole lot of history in the Warcraft universe that you have to have an understanding of in order for this expansion and the entire World Soul Saga to make any sense. So let's not waste any time and jump right into it. First, let's start with the obvious one. What the fuck is a World Soul? Think of the world of Azeroth as a giant egg, and inside of that egg is a World Soul. This World Soul contains a Titan. Titans are gods of order, and it is said that if the Azeroth Titan is ever born, she could be the most powerful Titan to ever exist. Because of this, other cosmic forces have tried to destroy or corrupt Azeroth and its World Soul. At the end of the Legion expansion, Sargeras, a corrupted Titan and leader of the Burning Legion, stabs Azeroth with his giant sword.
Okay, hold on. So I'm sure it's not going to go over who Sargeras... I tried to explain to you who Sargeras is. So stream, correct me if I'm wrong. Sargeras is a Titan. He became bad. Why? Why does he want to kill Azeroth? He has good intentions. I just forget what they are. The void, like something like he wants to kill Azeroth because it's better to do that than let the Void Lords take over Azeroth.
What the fuck are you telling?
Okay.
How many Titans are there?
I don't know. Like, I'm gonna guess 10, but I don't know. But basically,
like gods or
yes, there are Titans and there are Void Lords. Those are like the highest deities that there are.
Do people pray to the
Titans? I think a lot of people don't even know they exist.
Oh.
I think we do now. Champions of Azeroth, like we're at that point. But like your average person has no fucking clue. So Sargeras is a good guy, was a good guy, but he's under the influence that Azeroth, the Titan in the world, is doomed to fail. So he'd rather just fucking destroy it, kill all of us, than let the Void Lords corrupt it. That's why he shoves his sword in here. He's just, yeah.
In a desperate attempt to destroy the world before he's imprisoned. Sargeras fails to kill Azeroth, but he did leave his giant sword.
Yes and no, right?
So he's like Thanos.
Yes, actually. Yeah, we did just watch the Avengers. Yes, sure. He has good intentions in his head, but yes.
The planet and gravely injured her. You see, the reason why Sargeras wanted to destroy Azeroth was because if the powers of the Void corrupt the world, it would doom the entire universe. But since he didn't actually destroy Azeroth, just injured it, it meant that he actually just made the Void's mission of corrupting Azeroth easier. And in the next expansion, N'Zoth, old god of the Void, tries to corrupt the world, fails, and Azeroth is healed in the end, and we win, yippee. But there's still a giant sword in Azeroth, and that giant sword would kind of just be ignored for the next 2 expansions. That is until now in the War Within. Azeroth is in danger once again, but this time it's far more subtle and mysterious. You see, in Battle for Azeroth, Magni Bronzebeard was the world's speaker, and Azeroth only communicated with him. But as of late, Azeroth has totally ghosted him, leaving him a solid diamond dwarf that's just kind of depressed. Now, what we assume is Azeroth has started reaching out to various different characters in something described as the Radiant Song. This is a powerful, overwhelming vision that ramps up in intensity and is demanding characters to travel deep within the Earth to investigate its origins. Let's quickly cover the backstories of each of the characters that are hearing the Radiant Song.
Oh shit, okay.
First we have Khadgar, who's an old archmage who's been a part of Warcraft's story ever since Warcraft 2. He's played a part in numerous fundamental events in the universe's history, like destroying the Dark Portal, leading the Kirin Tor mages of Dalaran, traveled to alternate Draenor, played a fundamental role in the Legion's most recent invasion. Point is, he's experienced and his age has started to show as of late. As the Radiant Song is called out to him, he described it as the feeling of being filled with light and benevolence. And another member of the Kirin Tor, Archmage Madera, described it as feeling like coming home. Jaina and Thrall have heard the Radiant Song too. If you don't know who these characters are, I don't know, how did you even find this video? But
okay, do you know who Jaina and Thrall are? Probably not.
No, I leveled in Classic, and I remember I had to turn in a quest to Jaina. And
well, I will say most of their lore, and maybe not nowadays, but most of their lore, at least to me, comes from Warcraft 3. You play as Thrall, and you essentially create the Horde. So, you know, all the orcs and all that shit, they came over to Azeroth because their world was fucked up.
I remember that lore.
And so Thrall is basically Green Jesus. All of the orcs are bad, and they're like they're killing humans. They're just orcs, right? And then Thrall is like, hey, let's try to, like, I don't know, be somewhat civilized and not.
I've seen the movie.
Okay, you saw the first 30 minutes of the movie, and then you fell asleep.
I watched all of it. And then he had that fight with that guy that played in the Vikings. Right?
Okay, yeah, he's in that movie. It's a terrible movie. It really is bad. But the orcs look sick. Anyways, he's very important, and they want him to be the war chief, but he passed it to some other guy who died, Vol'jin, and had a really underwhelming death. And then Vol'jin passed it to Sylvanas, and Sylvanas became evil, which you know. And they want Thrall to be war chief again, but he fucking keeps refusing. Because
he's got a family and a baby.
Yes, but he is green. He is Green Jesus. Anyways,
really, both of these characters have history that's just far too expansive to cover here, and honestly, I don't really expect their personal stories to progress.
Jaina, I would say, is kind of just so Thrall came in, he's an orc, and, you know, humans are like, who the fuck are humans? They're killing all the humans. Jaina and Thrall hung out, which was kind of a big deal. Like, human and orc.
What do you mean, like,
they're not fucking.
Oh. Okay.
They're not fucking, but the daughter of the admiral. Basically, she's a higher up in the human world, but she's also a really powerful, like, caster bitch. But I think in Warcraft 3, she's sort of like, you know.
So she likes orcs.
She was like the spokesperson, like saying, hey, orcs aren't all bad. That's kind of what Jaina was. No one listened to her in Warcraft 3, but she was there. Okay. So apparently now she hates orcs. I don't know what's going on now, but Arthas X, now she hates them. Okay, so I don't know why she hates them, but that's her backstory. Warcraft 3, you play as Thrall, and you're talking with Jaina, and you play as both of them, and you work together. That's from Warcraft 3.
Rest in this expansion, and more serve as familiar faces to tell the player character what to do. But if you don't know who they are, Jaina's like a badass Elsa, and Thrall is like a self-insert for Chris Metzen, okay?
Sure. Chris Metzen voices Thrall.
Anduin Wrynn is another character that has heard the Radiant Song. He's kind of sort of the main character of WoW with the amount of model updates this guy's gotten all throughout the game's history, and Anduin's story has
This was the son of King Varian. King Varian died in Legion, and now he's the king. But he was pretty young when he took the role, and that's why everyone calls him a soy boy and yada yada. He's actually
orcs.
Yes, he does. Like, I would say he's the very progressive king.
So they like him.
I think Anduin's a good character. I think he's cool. I think it took a while for people to warm up to him because like Varian is like super rough and Chad and whatever, and he's like soy, but I think people like Anduin now. They've grown on people.
I like
Anyways.
him.
Continually been built up since Classic WoW. He is the High King of the Alliance, and the last time we saw Anduin was in the Shadowlands expansion, where he was forcibly dominated by the villain of the expansion. Then he was given his dead dad's sword, which was corrupted by a soul fragment of the Lich King, and then he was commanded to kill a deity of the Shadowlands, and this whole time he was cognizant of his actions and was forced to watch himself do these awful things. At the end of the expansion, his two ghost dads grab his shoulder and he fights back the domination magic and regains his free will. So pretty much, after the Shadowlands, Anduin went into hiding to deal with his trauma. There's a time skip between Shadowlands and Dragonflight, which is about 5 years, and now Anduin is coming back into the story, still dealing with some trauma, and is one of the characters hearing the Radiant Song.
So I didn't know they aged him 5 years. Okay, 5 years passed.
Last, we have
he got a
Alyria,
beard,
who has
didn't he, in the
not
trailer?
heard the Radiant Song, but instead the dark whispers of the void, beckoning her to go down an insidious path. Alyria is one of the 3 Windrunner sisters, and has been a character since Warcraft 2, but really only re-entered
She
the
has
story in the
sisters?
Legion expansion.
Yeah, Sylvanas'
During
sisters.
that time, she was a part of the Army of Light with her
my
husband,
God.
Trallian, and they've spent thousands of years in space killing demons. So when you kill demons in the mortal plane, they don't really die, they just get sent back to the twisting nether dimension. But Alyria has discovered that if you kill them with the powers of the Void, they permanently die. In order to learn how to wield the powers of the Void for good, she finds an ethereal named Locust Walker, who is a master of
become
the
a shadow
Void,
priest.
and she learns how to use the power under his tutelage and consumes the power of a corrupted Naru. Alyria mentions this Radiant Song phenomenon to Locust Walker, and that's when we uncover the key point to the mystery of this expansion. You see, Locust Walker is an ethereal, an arcane being wrapped together with magical bandages. But he wasn't always like this. The Ethereals used to live on their homeworld of Koresh, before it was consumed by a void being called Dementius, the All-Devouring. And the Ethereals
Is that
were
a Void Lord?
transformed
I never
into
heard a
what
name
they
of
are
them
today.
before.
But here's the important piece of information. Before their world was destroyed, the Ethereals heard something, just like the Radiant Song. And once they realized what it was far too late, and their world was already doomed.
The fucking, like, voice.
The main antagonist of this expansion is Xal'atath. She's a void entity older than Azeroth herself, and was first introduced to characters in the Legion expansion, where she was bound in the Blade of the Black Empire, which was a weapon used by Shadow Priests. Throughout numerous critical moments in Azeroth's history, Xal'atath has manifested into our world, corrupting certain individuals to fall to the void. I've already made a video covering Xal'atath's extensive history. You can check it out right here.
I don't know who
but
this
in
person
Battle
is.
for Azeroth, players free Xal'atath from her blade, and she possesses a dead Void Elf cultist body. So, the Xal'atath that you see in all of this promotional art and everything, yeah, no, that isn't really her true form. It's just a random dead elf that we found laying in the dirt. In Dragonflight, the main antagonists were the Primal Incarnates, who are elemental dragons who rejected the work of the Titans. We killed one of them, another became an ally, and the last one is Iridikron, who created something called the Dark Heart. This is a powerful relic that can absorb magical power and convert it into void energy. Now, in the War Within, Iridikron has allied himself with Xal'atath, and has given her this Dark Heart artifact. Now, this wicked void entity is setting the stage to corrupt all of Azeroth, start a new dark legacy, manipulate and corrupt Alyria, and empower a void-touched army of spider people to do her bidding. And yeah, that's pretty much everything you really need to know about Xal'atath. There's not that much more...
Platinum, wow. For such an accomplished historian,
Okay.
the Void
You know, I'll let
failed
this
to
play out.
grasp that your studies are meaningless against the Void. But no matter. You and all you know shall be mine.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not it. There's apparently more.
Maybe there's a
We'll see
little
if he
bit
goes
more
over
to
other stuff.
Xal'atath that we don't know about yet. Let's just let's continue on with the video, okay?
Great acting.
In order to stop Xal'atath, we must venture to Khadgar and explore the 4 new zones and the races that live there. Starting with the Earthen on the Isle
we're
of
not going
Dorne,
underground?
We're currently undergoing a cultural and spiritual crisis, including endless infighting between each other and the inability to make new Earthen. Also, you get to explore the new capital city of the expansion, Dorne O'Gall, which has a surprising amount of hot tubs. I don't know why. Then you can delve into the Ringing Deeps and
there
marvel
we
at the
go.
Earthen's industrial creations, and explore Hallowfall, and meet the light-worshipping Arathi humans and the massive crystal which looms above their zone. And finally, scour the kingdom of Aj-Kahet and work with uncorrupted Nerubians against the members of their race who have accepted Xal'atath's twisted void enhancements with the promise of restoring their kingdom to its former glory. I'll be making far more extensive videos about all of these races.
Interesting.